All right, so now you've gathered your leaves, and the next step is to preserve them and keep them looking in good shape to what you need to do next. So the best thing to do, I mean, you could use paper towels. I use wax paper, and I got a big thick book, and let me show you what book I used. I used one of our school books, and you want to press those and make them flat and keep them as moist and flexible so they don't crinkle and dry up. So what I did is I got a couple of pieces at a time, and I would set one of them in. I'd open the book on a page, and I would set this in on the page of the book, and then I would lay down as many of the leaves on there. And as the leaves are on there, then I would put the second page on there. And then I would set them inside the page of the book. Let's see if I can get it to where you can see that. Yeah, you know what the best thing for me to do is to lay it on the table for you to see. So let me share with my camera. I just did put it up because I moved room for this, so I got to adjust it a little bit. So let me do that. Okay. So I've got all these in here, so it's not upside down. And so this is actually two pieces, and these are in between it, and they're getting pressed. And then I went a few more pages and put some more in between two pieces of this, and it's flattening them. And this wax actually kind of goes into the leaf a little bit and brings out the color if you've got colored leaves too. So that is a good step to do next for when you're going to use these later on. Okay, so on that screen of the Seesaw, I made a copy of this page that we need to look for all the types. We need to find red oak, maple leaves, yellow poplar, birch, white oak, and sassafras. These are not just the only trees that grow around here, but these are the ones you're going to find most leaves from. Okay, so I'm going to show you some examples of ones I found. Here is an example of the red oak. See how the tips are pointed on the blade? And then I'm going to put a white oak right beside it. And the white oak has the rounded tips. That's the difference. Red oak has pointy tips. White oak has the rounded tips. So here's an example of those. Maple looks like this. A lot of people have maple trees that even were planted in their yards. These can be red, orange, yellow. They have all variety of colors there. I found one that was red. Okay, then we have the birch trees. Birch leaves look like this. And I actually found this one in the yard. They're the ones most around my house. And so I've got them all over the porch. I got them in the yard. So I just picked one up as I was coming in from the car and brought it in. And then we have yellow poplar. And these leaves, here I found this little one. I thought it was cute. Move it right here. Then I found one just a little bit bigger, big brother to that one. And then I found one that was a little bigger, and it started to do the yellow color. It has a little bit of brown in with it. Then I found this one that's just a little bit bigger than that. And then I found this big, humongous one. Let me move it so you can see that baby one. Look at it compared to that little one. You can almost use this one as a fan. They get huge. I thought I wanted to show you that one. And all the variety of sizes of the yellow poplar. I don't want to miss the baby yet. Move them over together. Then we have the sassafras tree. And I just love the name sassafras. And I think it is neat because the leaves can look like this with just one of the blades. Then you can have them where they have two tips. Looks like this. That kind of reminds me of a hand with in a glove, doesn't it? You? Then you can have them with 3. And they all grow on the same tree. That's what's so interesting about it. And then I found some that were that color had already changed. So that gives you a little bit more of an example. And these, you see how they're really flat? I've had them in between the wax paper pressed in a book. And you're going to be using those a little bit later on. So that's why I wanted to show you the next step. Once you've collected them, you're trying to look for those different types and all the colors that's also listed on your seesaw page. Reds, yellows, get some green. Try to look for some brown. You can get brown that is not crinkly. If it's all crinkly and as soon as you touch it, it wants to fall apart, you don't want to do that. Try to find one that's got some moisture still in it, but it has a brown tint to it. And so we did yellow, red, orange, and purple, and brown. See if you can find some purple. That's going to be the hardest ones, but I did find purple, so there are some purples out there. They might be the most difficult. So just try your best, but the main thing is we want to try to find the types. That's why I have this chart. Press them, and then later on this week, you'll see what you're going to do with some of your leaves later on. We've got experiments this week and next week involving our leaves. So keep them safe, and we'll talk to you later about some of the neat experiments using our leaves.